Hi there, welcome to the Social Space. This is the show all about Wichita Falls, Texas, and dang it, the whole wide world. We'll get to our sponsors in a sec. Let's introduce ourselves first. I'm Eric CROSSLIN, lower third. To my left is the Haggard of Jackie Haggard of Haggard Communications. Jackie Haggard, did I say that right?
Hi there.
Wait, which one is the business and which one is your name?
Well, I don't know the difference between the two because all I do is work.
All right, okay, all right. Thank you for being here, Jack.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm so grateful to be here.
Yeah. We all got together to decide we'd let you do one with us.
Okay, thank you.
To your left is Andrew Bell.
Yes, it's good to be here.
Of the Bell clan.
Yeah.
Bell clan.
Lots of them around here.
Lots of them around here.
Everybody feeling good?
Everybody's great.
All right, we've got a return guest today. We're always
Yes.
excited. He's always he was the first guest on the old show that I used to be a part of, the first guest on the
You were
Social
the first
Space.
I was the
show.
first guest, yes.
And we just love to have him, Henry Florsheim,
Thank you.
Chamber President, CEO.
I'm moderately enthused to be here.
Moderately. Hey, so Henry, golly, there's a million ways we could go with you. We're going to have to narrow it down to a few. I first want to talk about one of your new programs. You got that real cool logo, the Circuit. What is the Circuit?
The Circuit is the result of about 3 years of working with the young professionals of Wichita Falls leadership. And we know that we need a good, vibrant group of young professionals and emerging leaders. And we just didn't have that. They never really got off the ground. And so long story short, we recently launched a new initiative called the Circuit. We took the old YP group and basically blew it up and started over, rolled it under the Chamber umbrella, and now we have a brand new organization for emerging leaders in Wichita Falls.
Oh.
Every member gets a mentor from the business community. Every member will be required to participate in one of several different community development initiatives. They're going to be required to go to a certain number of public meetings a year, so that could be city council, school board, 4A, 4B, all sorts of different things to help them understand better how this community works. And then we'll have a series of professional development opportunities for them as well. And so far the group has already had an intimate visit with Superintendent 𝘾𝙗 talking about the school election. We just got done with a roundtable discussion with our members talking about what it is they want out of their community. In November, they're going to have an evening with Toastmasters learning how to improve their public speaking skills. And so we've just launched this initiative that's going to help us develop the future leadership of Wichita Falls and help people at a younger age create more connections and hopefully keep them here.
That's cool.
Yeah, we're pumped about it.
I didn't know that about it being a young professionals offshoot. That's really cool.
So if you've got any young ones out there working for your company, that's a good thing to encourage them
Yeah, and we're
to
talking
do.
about 18 to 40.
18 to
Age
40.
18 to 40, and so college students can get in too. And you can check out more info at wichitafallschamber.com/circuit. It's also got its own Facebook page that you could check out as well. And we're also looking for mentors. So right now we've got, I think, 45 members and just a couple more mentors than that. And so we need people from the business community that are experienced in planning and leadership and managing a team and that sort of thing to step up. And we're only talking about an hour a quarter. That's the minimum requirement, just spending an hour a quarter with your mentee, with the member of the Circuit. And so I need you, Jackie, if we can figure out your schedule.
Knew that was coming.
Yeah, I'd love to do it. Henry, I wake up to you every morning on listening. Okay,
It's great.
I do. I wake up hearing
I hope
your
Kimberly's
voice,
not watching.
listening to what's going on in the city. Sometimes you're jogging. Sometimes the dog tells us you're not coming on. Always makes me giggle. But I always pick up at least one golden nugget that I didn't know.
Well,
Which is good, you know. I think we need to know what's going on with the chamber, but you go way past the chamber.
I do, and it's interesting. So back in mid-March, we started this video series just teaching, reminding the business community things they should do whenever everything was getting shut down.
Yes.
Make sure you're communicating with your banker and your insurance agent and all this stuff, and people watched. And so slowly over time, that video series has evolved from pre-recorded to live, and from solely focused on business to more community interest type stuff.
Yes.
I'm telling the story of my life in Wichita Falls. And so every morning we do a live on Facebook for maybe 10 minutes tops, talking about business news, COVID news, what I cooked last night, you know, a cool new playground that's being built, you know, around the corner or whatever, and it's fun. And doing them live is great because the audience gets to interact. You know, the massive audience that I have, we get to interact during the show. But then you can on Facebook you can keep it too, and so it sticks around and other people can watch it.
And remind us who the sponsor of that show is.
Yeah,
this
that's
month.
great. So this month the last 2 months, the sponsor is CROSSLIN TX. It's a new fitness center that's opening up on Seymour Highway soon, hopefully.
Yes.
Before the end of this month, that's the plans. And so locally owned fitness center right across the entrance to Tanglewood on Seymour Highway. Yeah. We're so excited for them.
Yeah.
So tell me about this little piece that we can pick up at your office.
Sure. So the League of Women Voters puts out an election guide, and it basically tells you where to vote. It gives you early voting information, and then every election that's going to be on the ballot. So you've got U.S. Congress, County Commissioner, Mayor, City Council, the school proposal. You've got the ISD School Board Trustee, and then all sorts of other information about the candidates themselves. And they've got them drop-off spots all over town. The chamber is a distribution point, and so you can come by the chamber at the corner of 8th and Lamar at our new offices in the Hamilton building, just right there off the sidewalk, and come pick them up.
That's right. So when this show runs, we'll be like day 4 or 5 into early voting.
Yep.
So
Good time
early
to go.
voting,
Good time to go.
Yeah,
Early
hopefully
voting's
the
going.
crowds are settling down. We were laughing. We're on day 1 right now when we're recording,
Yeah,
and
there's lines.
there are tons of people that went out first day and they waited in line for 2 hours. And
Wow.
I don't think that'll stick around in Wichita Falls the whole time, but hey,
But
if
you
you
know
want to
what?
vote, go vote.
Voting.
It's a good sign, though, isn't
It
it?
is.
It is.
Yeah.
People need to
It
vote.
is.
People exercising. the right to
Absolutely.
vote.
Henry, you mentioned the school bond in that paper there. Can you talk a little bit about that and what the Wichita?
Yeah, so if you ask any realtor, they'll tell you the same thing. If you ask hospital staff that recruits physicians to move here, schools are the #1 thing people look at when they're considering a new community. And so one of the 7 catalysts in our strategy to grow Wichita Falls is modern schools. It's been 70 years.
Wow.
Or more. It's been 70 years since
How
we
many
built.
again?
70.
Ooh.
Yeah, 70 years since we built a new high school in Wichita Falls. Hershey and Ryder, I think they were built around the same time in the early 50s, if I remember correctly. Y'all, that's too long.
Yeah.
And so imagine we're trying to recruit a company to move here, and the CEO of the company or the owner of the company has kids that are about to be in high school, and he wants to go see the schools. Well, I'll take them by the CEC Center, but that's not where they're going to be permanently housed. And so if we go by any of our 3 high schools and he starts asking questions, or she starts asking questions about the system, well, okay, well, show me your newer school.
Yeah.
That was it,
This is the
Yeah.
one.
right? We were lucky. When we moved here, our kids were elementary school age, and they took us to West Foundation, and it was awesome, right? West Foundation's a great atmosphere, newer facility, but if you got kids in high school, or if that's important to you, we're out of luck.
Yeah.
This would be the boldest step the citizens of Wichita Falls have taken regarding the future of this city in years and years and years. And so we got to do something. We got to do something about our high school facilities.
So I couldn't tell. You voting yes or no?
I'm still with this.
Okay. All right. I don't pick up on clues and context.
I really hope it passes too. I got to tell you, you know, I don't have kids in this school district, but I still wrote that check to help support it.
Right.
Because it's an investment in this
In
city.
the city,
Yeah.
right.
It is.
It's the most important piece of the strategy.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what else we do.
Got to have them.
People that are companies here that are trying to recruit people to move here now have this problem because of our school
Yep.
facilities.
Yep.
And so it is, like I said, is the single biggest step that we could take
Yeah.
to say, we're tired of who we were, we want to be better.
Yes.
Right? We want to take that next step towards becoming a truly great community.
Yes.
And we can be that, but without modern school facilities, we will never be that.
I agree.
Listen to him talk about the city forever. You such a great voice. Like when we were building the airport, like we just used his interview as our sound bites, you know, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
just like, it gets the community.
Yeah.
Gonna get it. We need this. Well, thanks,
Let's do
Henry.
it.
I appreciate you. It's always good to talk to you. We're not done with the chamber though.
Never.
We've got your boy Travis over here, who's going to talk to us about a lot of things we didn't cover with you.
I just want to know when we're going to get our caricatures up on the wall.
That's Hayden.
That's
That's
Hayden.
Hayden right there. He's shaking and said yes, it's going to happen.
Takes us 2 appearances.
Yes, it does. Well, you know, somehow we have to slight you, Henry.
Yes.
Somehow.
And I appreciate that. You're not the only one.
Appreciate you for coming on. We'll be right back with Travis Haggard when we come back with the social space.
It's 44, so we're talking about a 50-plus degree swing.
Falls Truck Center has parts and is quickly becoming the go-to provider for big truck parts for every major manufacturer on the highway, including thousands of in-stock OE and quality aftermarket brands. With over 45 years combined experience selling and locating those hard-to-find parts, Joseph and Jack are on standby and ready to assist you with any repair project. Need service too? Falls Truck Center can get you in a bay and back on the road within hours, not days or weeks. Come see us at Falls Truck Center next to Flying J. Call us at 940-64-PARTS.
All right, so 4, 3, 2, 1. All right.
Hi, welcome back to the social space. Hey, we'd like to thank our sponsors as always, Jackie. We got Town Square Media where you can hear us 10:30 a.m. Saturday mornings, and then after you've heard it and you're like, I gotta see it now, then you watch it right here on Channel 6, KAUZ, and of course, Falls Trucks, impact signs at Falls Truck Center. They put us on all the buses. People have been texting me saying, I see your ugly mug on a bus.
Yes, my aunt.
Yes. Yeah.
Is she proud?
She said, you're famous. And I said,
well, there you
no,
go.
I'm not.
And we've got to thank them for putting that on those, and you for designing it, and Hayden for drawing the caricatures.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
love our sponsors, partners.
They are partners, aren't they?
They are.
Proud of them. Happy to have them.
So am I. Eric CROSSLIN, Jackie Hager, Andrew Bell, and now to my right from the chamber, and you are the VP of Business Retention and Expansion, Travis Haggard. How you doing?
Good. Fantastic.
Twice
Thanks.
in the break, and I still screwed your name up. Travis.
That's all right.
You're working with thanks for being here, by the way.
Hey, thanks for having me.
You're working with us on a brand new show. I want to get right to this. I guess it's going to be a web series, Made in the Falls. What exactly? We did a little shooting today. What's it going to be?
We did, and I'm so excited to have this opportunity to partner with Hager and the team here, and just love the first-class work you guys do and the production that goes into this and the professionalism. But I'm super excited about the content because we get to go out and highlight our local businesses that make their product in the falls. And so every product that is made in the falls that comes from kind of a proprietary mindset or blend, we're going to try to highlight through this program.
Yeah, like
And
today,
so-
𝙾𝙾𝙣 was today.
yeah, I didn't know if we wanted to talk about who we were going to roll out. I didn't know if it was a surprise, but yeah, 𝙾𝙾𝙣𝙧.
We can cut that if so.
Yeah, here's a great story, and Leland Wetzel, the co-owner of it, tells his story about baseball, and you can feel his passion, his desire to, like most young boys want to be some sort of professional athlete. He wanted to be a professional baseball player, and that didn't pan out. But for him, staying in that field that he has such a love and a passion for, America's pastime, he's been able to get into it and stay into it by making wood bats. And a lot of people just kind of shake their head like, really, wood bats? But it is an art, and it is just a great story for Wichita Falls to have him here.
So now I've been to the new offices, but every time we go over there, there's like something new.
Yeah.
Are you guys just loving being on the ground floor, on that corner?
We are. I tell you, I came here 4 years ago, and when Henry took me upstairs, an office is an office. You operate out of what you have in front of you, but you quickly begin to realize how inaccessible you are in certain locations. And that second floor, while it was a great office, good space for us, it just wasn't open and inviting, not like our team is. And so when we had the opportunity, and Henry talked to me about it before I even moved here, said, hey, we're looking at a new spot. We want to move, and we want to have ground floor presence. We want people to stop in and talk to us, and we just want to be
hard
open.
to find y'all up there.
Very hard.
Yeah.
And to that point, I held a meeting up there, probably a year ago, and a person who's been in Wichita Falls pretty much their whole life did not know where the Chamber of Commerce was. Never been there. And that's not any fault of theirs or the chamber. There was no reason. Plus, it was hard access, and if you're in a place that doesn't have great access, you're typically meeting them somewhere else off-site.
Sure.
Well, we like people to come in. We like people to meet the team. We like people to see the atmosphere that's going on there and the camaraderie and how we're doing things. And this ground floor, man, it has taken us to far above the next level.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it really is. And it's great space. We all fit in well with our offices, but we have some excellent common spaces where we can gather and just have good communication, good conversations. So it's a breath of fresh air. Unfortunately, the move took place right before COVID hit.
Mm-hmm.
So we were all excited. We got our stuff in there, got our boxes in there, and then basically said, hey, hold on, we're gonna take a break here, regroup a little bit. But getting back to the office was exciting for us because we knew we had that next unpacking and unveiling of the office to get to.
Yeah, Travis, I drive by the business park quite a bit. Tell us what's happening out there.
Yeah, the business park, gosh, there's over 500 acres out there, and still we have a lot of space, but there has been a lot of activity out there. A lot of businesses looking,
Really?
new companies looking at building new facilities. We have some of our companies that talk to us about expansion opportunities out there, and so the big talk is about the infrastructure out there. Everybody knows that if you don't have infrastructure or key infrastructure in place, or at least a plan to put it in place, most companies will say it's going to take you too long to get there, we're not interested. But luckily we have a great relationship with the city and the departments there. We're having conversations about how those extensions for that infrastructure could look, how it could work, and an extremely responsive team at the city as far as saying, hey, listen, from building permit to infrastructure design, we can give you a timeline that's going to be very accurate, and it's going to be pretty short to get that stuff in there because we can respond pretty quick. And that is a breath of fresh air when it comes to economic development because a lot of communities can't move that fast. So as we talk about new expansions, extensions of roads, really it takes our community up again to that next level of
You know,
professional.
Travis, this is a great city. It is.
It is a great city.
I mean, we are lucky to live here.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just so glad that the chamber is so deeply rooted in every aspect of the chamber. So thank you.
Yes. Yeah. We're
know?
excited. All of us on that team, you know, from Henry's leadership down, all of us are excited to be in this community, be a part of it. Whether some grew up here, or some of us got transplanted in. It's been really amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's some of the concern. My wife and I are from Nebraska, born and raised pretty much, and making the big move with our family, leaving family behind, making our move here. We were convinced that it would be good for us as an immediate family to have a clean start in a new city. No one's ever been there. Let's lay down our new tracks and start our own traditions. Although somewhat reserved with the size of community, because Wichita Falls would be the third largest city in Nebraska. So, you know, we come from smaller communities, but we got here and it was home quick. The people.
That's awesome.
Can that be our new slogan? Wichita Falls, we'd be the third largest city in Nebraska.
Yeah. Now you would rival, if there's a Nebraska football home game, you would rival the stadium there.
Okay.
But that
Speaking
could be
of football, Henry's not around anymore. Hey, it's a little bit much with all the Louisiana football teams talk, right? Right, I guess a little old, right? He's not here anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I talked to him a little bit about that Saints game last night, and he claimed that he quit watching at halftime. And I told him, I said, you missed the best part of the game. So I was so frustrated by them, but yeah, we have a lot of fun. And
Hey, I'm okay with it as long as he shares some good old jambalaya with us one day.
Yeah,
He just
let's make
needs to
that happen.
walk into the
One
office
day.
with it.
one day, I think
So
so.
you make it happen for us.
Well, hey,
I'll ask him.
yeah.
Travis, thanks for joining us as well.
Yeah.
Girl, like I say, we're excited to be doing a Made in the
Yes.
Falls with you. You seem like you're going to be an excellent host.
Hey, I'm
and
excited.
I heard you were a professional interviewer today by Hayden, and we're just looking forward to seeing that show.
Yeah.
Jackie, since this is our voting show, we're doing all military minute for the third segment.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to see that when we come right back.
Hey, what a beautiful morning in North Texas. And this is so exciting to be this close to doing our first episode of Made in the Falls. We're out here at 𝙃𝙚𝙣𝙧𝙮 𝙃𝙚𝙣𝙧𝙮
Well, aircraft maintenance training for Shepherd Air Force Base dates back to prior to World War II. Part of the Army Air Corps, they stood up training here at Shepherd Field at the time with the requirement of training about 5,000 maintainers for purposes that they saw they would need doing just day-to-day operation. Of course, this was prior to this was prior to Pearl Harbor, and by the end of World War II, the base had actually trained 42,000 airmen maintainers, and those maintainers were working on fighters and medium-range bombers. I believe that we are why the Air Force exists. Point blank, maintainers getting iron ready to go in the air, provide cover for our Army brethren, our Marine Navy. That's why we became a separate service, to put a focus on what air power could deliver to our nation. And the challenges we have every day, a very dynamic environment, is what we have to continue to shape, to mold. Seeing young airmen coming in and knowing that the challenges that they're going to face and have to address in their 4, 10, 20 years is going to be very different than the challenges I addressed as I came up in the military. The people and their drive to deliver greatness is what makes this worthwhile. And going out on the flight line every day, hearing engines going, smelling JP8, and seeing a plane go up and come back with that pilot there is what it's all about.
I've got 20 years active duty in aircraft maintenance, and I've also got 20 years of civil service where I've dealt with 3 different schoolhouses. Watching what we do every single day, watching the aircraft take off, come back and land, or sending the airmen out to check on a fuels problem that is causing that aircraft not to be fully mission capable. They go out and they do their job in a timely manner and get it done correctly, and fulfilling the Air Force mission as aircraft maintainers. It's enjoyable to see them do that. Even to this day, when I hear an aircraft flying overhead, I look up to see what kind of aircraft it is.
When it comes to aircraft maintenance, I've been a part of Operation Enduring Freedom, Inherent Resolve, and forwarding some of the Air Force's nuclear capabilities. Down here in the A-10, F-15 world, these are legacy aircraft, right? So they've been through the test of times, and they've been a part of the Air Force's history for a very long time. And I take pride in teaching these airmen how to fix, problem solve, and become credible aircraft maintainers going to their next base. Somebody had to teach me, and I think it's a valuable thing for me to come here and instill that work ethic and grit and the knowledge that I've had throughout these years and passing on to my apprentice.
You know, as a little kid, having the last name Doolittle, I wasn't really excited about it. It was a character builder. You know, little kids would always make fun of the last name. It's silly, Dr. Doolittle. And really, you know, there aren't many people that I ran into in my life that were familiar with the, you know, General Doolittle and the Tokyo Raiders. Every once in a while, I'd run into somebody who knew about the raid, and they typically were prior service or currently in the armed forces. But it was really eye-opening for me when I enlisted, and, you know, being part of the Air National Guard in DC, and, you know, especially coming to train here, how everybody knows about the raid and Jimmy Doolittle, and you know, it really makes me feel special. It makes me feel like, you know, that I'm part of something that's really important. And I mean, I haven't done anything. I'm just a regular guy looking forward to a great Air Force career, but it makes me feel proud for my family heritage, and proud to be an American. I'd love to just see the camaraderie continue, the pride in the work, you know, really understanding the legacy and the history behind, you know, what we're doing here, and the impact that, you know, the maintenance of an aircraft has on, you know, not just our country, but the entire world. You know, if an aircraft isn't properly maintained, then the mission can't be completed. And if the mission isn't completed, then we might not be able to preserve our way of life. And I think that, that's a huge deal, and to be able to connect the dots between, you know, what we're doing here with the maintainer tools in a hangar, working on an aircraft, and the ultimate impact that has on our country and our civilization is pretty earth-shattering.